Hey everybody, Asian Fahzaly Gamer here. I just want to take a second, put out a small disclaimer to let you all know that I am not a mental health professional. I just want to do my best to be able to help others with my own experience, and at the very least, hope to be able to point people in the right direction if they do need help. And of course, I also want to remind people that we do go into very heavy and potentially triggering subjects. So that is something to be considered. But I do appreciate your support for you being here. Thank you so much. And I hope you enjoy this episode of Fahzaly Advice. Hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of Fahzaly Advice. I truly do hope that those that have been watching have enjoyed and have found value in my words. And I do want to say thank you to all of you, for your support means the absolute world to me. So thank you so very much for all that you do. Now then, let's get on into our first submission, shall we? Which is brought to us by fellow creator. And they write, Dear Fahza, I, much like yourself, am a content creator, and I would like to do this full time. Oops, I do apologize. I had to readjust. Though I will admit I am pretty early on my journey as a creator, but I can honestly say that I am so happy building this community and have felt more fulfilled in the past year than I ever have. Being a streamer really feels like something I am passionate about and enjoy entertaining others, and this has been the case for me for as long as I can remember. I have been in theater, marching band, anything that really puts me on a stage to entertain, and I love it. Though I personally have no aspirations to be a TV or movie actor, being an entertainer just feels right to me. Though I also love gaming, and it feels like being a streamer checks all the boxes, and so far it has been. My biggest issue is my oldest friend group, my parents, whom all think I am wasting my time and say that I should be focusing on a worthwhile career. They also have a tendency to dismiss any success I gain in content creation, saying it's meaningless. Even though in the past year I've been able to almost match my current paycheck. It's really disheartening to be discouraged so much. I could use some of those words of wisdom you give out so much, Fahza. What would you say on this subject? Sincerely, fellow creator. Now, fellow creator, I do appreciate your submission and for trusting me with your quandary. Now, I've been in the content creation on and off for almost 10 years now, and it's only been within the past 2 to 3 years, well, 3.5 years at this point, that I've been going at content creation full time, and I'm absolutely loving it because this is what I want to do for a living, and I couldn't imagine doing anything else. Being an entertainer, being able to motivate others, and being able to build a community. I understand the elation that comes with all of that. So, believe me, you are not alone in feeling fulfilled in this career. So, I personally think that you are on the right path. At the very least, you are exploring something, and you have every right to do so, for this is your life. This is your time. It doesn't matter what other people think that you should be doing. What matters is, what do you want to be doing? What do you want to do with your life? Because you're not alive for anybody else. You're not here to fulfill the expectations of society. You're not here to be somebody for anybody else other than you, my friend. And the success that you have found in content creation at this moment, being only half a year into your journey and being able to almost match your current paycheck, my friend, that in itself is definitely something that you should be proud of. So much so because of how much you've done and how far you've gotten. You have shown dedication, and even though you do this part-time, from what I can tell, even from at least what I can gather, from what you said in the beginning of your submission, as you say you would like to do this full-time, meaning you're not doing it full-time at the moment. The potential is there, my friend. Why not lean all the way into it? Who cares what other people's judgment and what they have to say? Because it has no weight. When it comes down to it, what I say has no weight. Words are only given power by those who listen, because you are the one who's going to take action based off of what you determine. Be it what you hear, no matter what you hear actually. Even if you hear discouragement, even if you hear encouragement, you will be the determining factor of what happens, because your actions are yours and yours alone. No one can determine what you do. They don't control you. You do. No one has that power but you. So many people are under the illusion that they do not have that power. That is the only power we have, but it is the most magnanimous ability we have that gives us the chance to create our reality however we see fit. But the more we weigh ourselves down with the opinions of those that are not the ones that are living through it, the harder it is for us to continue forward, because we're too busy thinking about what they said, when what they said matters not to what you are doing. I will say this time and time again, and I'll say this multiple times in this particular segment. This is your life, my friend. Quit giving others control over that. Quit allowing others to tell you what you should be doing. Because unless, of course, they're going to literally step into your shoes, your skin, and be you, live your life, why are you allowing them to tell you where you should go? You have your own autonomy, my friend. You have your own mind. It seems like you already know where you want to go. The only person that's holding you back is you. No one else. I know how disheartening the discouragement can be from people that you want to encourage you. But we can't control the actions of others, just like they cannot control the actions of ourselves. So don't expect them to fulfill that niche. Do it yourself. Be proud of yourself. Be willing to stand on your own 2 feet, going down this path, making it your choice to live it as you see fit. Because as I stated again, this is your life. Stop giving that power to others. And I know I repeat myself here a lot, but I'm trying to really, drive this message home to anyone who's listening. Too often, we deviate from what we want to fulfill the expectations that we think others have of us, to gain some form of acceptance, when that acceptance is not important. If they're not willing to accept you for the choices that you make, then they have no right to walk the path of life beside you, nor do they have the right to have weight or voice in your life. It's all good and well to listen to criticism, but it is not the right of others to control how you live and what you want and how you want it. As long as you are not harming another, the judgment of others means nothing. Absolutely nothing. So, my biggest words of wisdom to you, my friend, is really something that my grandfather always told me, which is, you can waste time bitching, or you can get busy fixing. This discouragement, your friends, your so-called friends, and your parents not supporting your decision for you to choose a career path that you find fulfilling, that you want to do, can be a reason for you to sit and bitch, or it can be the reason for you to get up and make it happen. Prove to them that they are wrong. But that shouldn't be the driving force, because it doesn't matter whether or not they're wrong or they're right. What matters is you reaching your goals, fulfilling what you want to do in this life. Live for you, my friend. Be a content creator. You have already done so much from what you said here. I truly do wish that you would have included your socials with this particular submission, because it would have been great to have been able to shout you out and tell others of you, so that your path, your journey can continue on forward, knowing that you have the support of even your fellow content creators. Because despite what some people might think, this isn't a competition. It isn't. This world is a better place. The more people that reach their happiness, it is so much brighter. And it's not a competition. It is a stage in which we can all stand upon and shine together. And there's nothing wrong with that. We don't need to put others down to get to where we want to be. But I digress. That is not the subject of your quandary. The subject is you, my friend, stepping forward, afraid and unsure, without the support of those that you thought you needed. It is a step that you need to take, as harrowing as it might be. That step will teach you so much about yourself. And it'll teach you something that only you can acknowledge. I can tell you that you are powerful, that you have the ability to reach your goals. But the only person who can see that and believe in that, and that belief actually have weight, is you. And the person you need to believe in is the person that looks right back at you every day you look in the mirror, as you're brushing your teeth, as you're washing your hands. It's you, my friend. Believe. Because the only person who's going to make it happen is you. Through the trials and tribulations, the pitfalls and the failures that you may face, it will all amount to something, as long as you're willing to get through it, to get to it, and reach your goals. I believe in you, my friend. I do. But it matters not. Nothing I say here matters. Because as I stated, words are only given power by those who listen. And the strength of that comes from your own will. Pave the way to your success as you see fit, not to fulfill what others see of you. Keep pushing, my friend. You got this. You do. And fellow creator, I hope for nothing but the best and success for you, truly. Now, before we move on to our second submission, here is a little commercial break.
Well, hey everybody! Did you know that Agent Fahzaly Gamer has a Patreon?
That's right, and Random Skull is here to help tell you about it.
And that's right, we're doing this announcement together.
And when you subscribe to Patreon, you get to see content early and, of course, make requests for content on YouTube and even on Twitch and TikTok. It's all up to you.
And of course, if you want to support Asian Fasha Gamer, check out these links. And of course, there are also links in the link tree.
And remember, when you subscribe to Patreon, you can also leave a message saying that Random Skull is better than Mr. Announcer.
Now, was that even really necessary? Well, hey there, everybody. Mr. Announcer and
Random Skull?
And we're here to let you know that Asian Fasha Gamer also streams live on Twitch 5 days a week, and sometimes on YouTube.
And if you want to continue to support Asian Father Gamer, check out the links for his Twitch and his YouTube, all in the link tree.
That's right. Check out those links.
Welcome back, everybody. I do hope that you enjoyed our first segment, and of course, I want to say thank you to our first submitter. I do hope that you found value in what I said, and I hope for the best for you. Now then, let's move on to our second submission, which is brought to us by Desperate Apathy. And they write, "Hey Fasha, I hope that you are doing well. I wanted to talk about an issue that I have been facing for a long time now. I feel like there is no reason to wake up in the morning anymore. Every day feels like the same. I wake up, I go to work, I fucking hate it. I make money just enough to pay for my bills, but not enough to do anything else. The things I used to do and have fun with just don't feel fun anymore. It honestly feels like whatever I'm doing, I'm just doing out of habit, chasing a feeling that I don't even recognize anymore. I don't know what to do anymore. I need your help, Fasha. Sincerely, Desperate Apathy." Well, Desperate Apathy, I'm so sorry that you are going through this, and I do appreciate that you trust me with your quandary. Now, I want to preface this with a few important things, which is something that I state in my disclaimer in the beginning of this podcast, which is 1. I am not a mental health professional. I'm just an individual that wants to do my best to help others with the experiences that I have had, and at the very least, try to help in some way. Now, like I said, not a professional, but it seems like you are going through the throes of potentially a form of depression. That might not be true, but in this instance, I do highly recommend that you seek out professional help. Now, a lot of people might have some stipulations when it comes to finding professional help. The thing is, there are resources out there, and it might not be that easy, but they are out there. And it doesn't mean that you have to go to an office. It doesn't mean that you have to spend thousands of dollars and go into debt to try and find help. Thankfully, nowadays, there are a lot more accessible ways to be able to do this. You just need to be able to reach out for it. Reaching out in this way is a good start. And I want you to remember that there is nothing to be ashamed of in anything that you feel, nor is there anything to be ashamed of in needing help, even if you don't recognize it. The thing is, I know this feeling. At the very least, the way that you described it resonates with me in a lot of ways. A lot of things that I had to go through in life put me in a place where I felt just like this. That everything that I was doing, playing video games, writing, doing things to have fun, they weren't really fun. I was just doing them in the hopes that I could find an escape from what I was feeling. But what I was feeling wasn't hopelessness. What I was feeling was a desperate seeking of hope. I'm trying to find it. That's what that feeling was, at least for me, when I recognized it finally. So many people think it's hopelessness, but it's not hopelessness. More often than not, it is the seeking of hope. Because if you were hopeless, you truly wouldn't care. You truly wouldn't even bother to try to find a way to alleviate the feeling. That is what hopelessness is. Seeking hope, though, is trying to find a solution, even though it doesn't seem like there may be one out there. And I'm not telling you this to say that you will be in a place where you won't be able to find help. I'm telling you this because I understand this feeling. At the very least, something similar to it, because I'm not you. And my experiences and my feelings do not equate exactly to what you feel, because you are an individual with your own unique experiences, your own unique mind, and your own unique perception of the world. That is something you yourself need to recognize when it comes to facing this apathy, this boredom, this general malaise of the inability to find joy at the moment. And it is not a fun place to be. It isn't. But it isn't something that lasts forever. And it isn't something that you won't be able to overcome. You will. It's not going to be easy. But part of it is being a little bit introspective. Part of it is being able to be willing to face yourself in ways that you may not even be, ways that you might not even know. And it's going to be a very difficult journey. It is. And I'm not saying that this is going to immediately give you some relief. No, I'm sorry, but it's a sad truth of how society is today. Too many people are stuck in this instant gratification, endorphin chase, rat race. But that's not how life is. Life is a culmination of effort that leads to more, but it isn't instantaneous. It takes work. It takes getting through it to get to it. I say that a lot, and that is one of the many sayings that my grandpa taught me. And at the time when he first said it to me, it didn't make any sense, but the more I go through life, the more it does. Because there are things in life that you will not understand until you face it. And you will not be able to find the solution to it without having faced it. And only then will you be stronger for it. It is part of the saying, it is part of the understanding of the saying of what doesn't kill us makes us stronger. It may take parts of us away, it may scar us, but we learn from it. We learn from it in ways that we may never even truly understand, but it will add to us in more ways than it has taken away. Don't stop fighting just because you don't know where to go. Sometimes it takes us being able to accept that we're lost, be able to find where we want to go. And I don't know what led to this. I really don't. It may be the fact that there were goals you wanted to reach. You didn't. And you gave up. There may be things that happened to you, harmed you. Many different parts of life that are unpleasant will be there. That is life. Both pleasant, unpleasant, and the mundane in between. But it is all part of our time. And it is from those experiences that we can grow. We can become stronger. And that we can find ourselves. As long as we don't become lost in it. That is the hard part, because it's easy to become lost in feeling sad, in feeling bored, in feeling apathetic. Because you can sit there, bitch and moan about all of this. And it's easy to bitch and moan about it because there's so much to say. But what's not easy is getting to the point where you have a solution and making it happen. Because the truth is, those of us that chase the big fulfillment in life will always be chasing that feeling, because we are unable to see that it is there in front of us, in the small victories and in the big victories. It's a matter of perspective. It's a matter of what are you willing to see. And I'm not saying this to put you at fault, because you are not. This isn't a shame. This isn't something to shame you. This is something to say to hope, in the hopes of opening your eyes to seeing where you might be going, and to giving you a lamplight of hope, to seeing that there could be so much more. There is so much more. That as long as you are alive and breathing, you can fight. And if you can fight, my friend, you can win. You can overcome all of this, as long as you want to. But you gotta want it bad enough. You gotta want it enough that you will be willing to endure the storm of life, constantly asking you this question, constantly battering you with this question of how badly do you want it? If you want it bad enough, it won't matter. It won't matter what life throws your way. You will be able to reach it. But in the state that you are in at the moment, in this apathy, as you put it, this desperate apathy, it might be time to make a change, a drastic change, in a very scary way. But it may help you begin your journey to find your passion. Because that seems like that is what you're lacking here. Because once you find what you want to do in life, once you find that which brings light to your life, warmth and fire to what you want to do, that will be your drive to continue. But it starts with you trying to find it. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with not knowing where you want to go. There's nothing wrong with not being okay. Which is also why I say, ultimately, finding professional help in an instance where you feel like you're so lost that you don't know what to do anymore is important. Because navigating the escape of our mind is just as difficult as navigating the escape of our own physical body through sickness and health. And just like we need doctors, just like we need those to help us when we go work out, we need those to help us when we work on our mind, when we face the difficult things that sometimes lead us to a wall. And there's nothing wrong with that. The resources are out there. Do not feel ashamed that you need them. There's nothing wrong with needing help. All right? I do hope that I was able to help you in some way, Desperate Apathy. I apologize if I was not able to give you the answer that you wanted. But know that it is not hopeless. Seek hope. Continue to seek hope. Find something. Because life has many reasons to live for. You look in the mirror and you will find one looking right back at you. Thank you, Desperate Apathy, for your submission. I hope that you have found value in my words and that I was able to help. Thank you so much, and know that there are people out there that are happy that you are alive today. Now, my friends, this is the end of today's Fahzaly Advice. Thank you all so much, but it's time for this love train to get rolling on through. Choo choo. I love every single freaking one of you.
Well, everybody, that's the end of Fahzaly Advice. I hope you did enjoy this episode and you found some value in what I said. And of course, if you are interested in participating, if you need some advice or some perspective, feel free to email the address at the end of this part. And remember, all submissions are 100% anonymous. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.
Need some perspective? Need some advice? Want your submission read on podcast? Well, email Fahza at fahzalyadvice@gmail.com. And remember, all submissions are 100% anonymous unless requested upon.